Hi everyone and welcome on board Queen Anne, which is the newest cruise ship from Cunard. I've just arrived and checked into my cabin for the next 4 nights, which is a balcony cabin up on deck number 6 of the ship. And in this video today, I am going to give you a full detailed room tour of this cabin. I'll be cruising in here for the next 4 nights on a short cruise that goes from Southampton over to Rotterdam and back. And if you'd like to see more from this cruise and so many others, then all you have to do is jump down underneath this video and click the subscribe button. While you're there, it would be amazing if you'd also give the video your thumbs up, because that just helps to push my content to so many more people. But look, enough from me here in the room. Let me take you out into the corridor and get started on showing you my balcony cabin. The cabin or stateroom that I'm going to be showing you around today is number 6014, which is a Britannia Balcony cabin on deck 6 of Queen Anne. You'll find this particular stateroom towards the front of the ship in the forward section, and in fact there are only 5 other staterooms on this side of the ship that are further forward than this one. I'll show you what that means for the view from this room later in this video when I take you out and show you the balcony. But it is worth bearing in mind that you are right at the front if you are considering booking this room, because if you've never cruised before, then you might not know that typically the rooms at the front of a cruise ship should experience a little bit more motion than the rooms elsewhere on board. You can see that we've got this stateroom set up with a twin bed formation because I was travelling on this cruise with my friend. If you were travelling on this ship as a couple using this room, then the bedside table that you can see in between these beds would be over on the right hand side of this one, between the bed and the sofa, and the 2 beds would simply be pushed together. In terms of the furniture that you've got in here, each side of your bed will have a bedside table. You've got some open storage at the top, and then you've got 2 drawers underneath. You've then got a phone here that you can use to call around the ship. You can also call ashore using that phone. I do always say though, that's a really expensive way to contact home, so only use the phone in here if you really need to. Here, you've got your bedside lamps, which I was such a big fan of. I really loved how Cunard have designed the whole of Queen Anne with such a modern eye. It's very refreshing to see Cunard trying something so completely different. I can totally understand why some much more traditional Cunard cruisers might be a little bit nervous, but take it from me, this stateroom did feel really premium. You've got a small sofa over here. This sofa was a lot smaller than what I've seen on other cruise ships, and generally I did think this room felt a lot tighter than what I'm used to. From a size point of view, a Britannia Balcony stateroom on Queen Anne measures about 236 square feet, so it's worth bearing that in mind when you make the decision of what stateroom to book. We arrived in the cabin to find a bottle of fizz, which is standard on all of the Cunard cruises that I've taken. You'll usually find it either sitting on the desk or on a table, or you'll find it chilling in the fridge, waiting for you. Over here, you've got your desk or your workstation or your vanity unit. I really liked the large backlit mirror, but one thing that I didn't understand was why that unit didn't go higher. As someone who is just over 6 foot tall, I was looking directly onto the top of the unit. It felt very strange that for what I imagined would be a bespoke build of furniture, it didn't go higher. You've got some plug points here and also the light switch for the mirror. Over here, you've got some open shelves. You've got a box of tissues at the top. You then come down and you've got your kettle. And then you've got your tea and coffee making facilities. So when I was on board, you were able to get some biscuits here. There was some decaf coffee, also some regular coffee. And the tea that was served in the cabin was Twinings. There was also some UHT milk, some sugar, and also some sweetener there. This was the fridge, which was down below. We had also taken a bottle of rosé wine on board with us. That didn't come with the room. We had just started to unpack by the time I filmed this stateroom tour. In here, you've got your hairdryer, and also a pair of our glasses, so don't worry, the glasses don't come with the room. And here's a hairdryer, so that you can get a bit of a feel for what to expect. Generally speaking, I was really impressed with all of the facilities that I found in this stateroom. This room felt much more premium than what I've had in the past from other ships in the Cunard fleet. Let me now take you across to the other side of the beds, and let's address the topic of storage, because I get asked about storage so often. In this first unit here was some hanging space, but to be honest, when there were bathrobes in there was very little space to actually put anything else in there. If I hung up one of my shirts in there, or if my friend hung up one of her dresses, I would imagine it would end up coming out all crushed and it would have to go to the laundry room to be pressed. I couldn't really understand why that wardrobe was so thin. Over here, there's 2 hooks on the wall, and then at this pretty narrow entranceway, you've got the main storage areas of this stateroom. First, in this wardrobe section, you've got a good number of shelves. I really like when a cruise ship has got loads of shelves that are behind a cupboard door, because it means you can fully unpack and you don't have to look at everything. In here, you've got things like your slippers, your laundry bag, your safe, which is totally free to use, and you'll also find your life jackets for the stateroom at the top. And over here, you've got some more hanging space. It's interesting to note that the hanging space in here isn't floor to ceiling, so if you are travelling with large or long dresses, they would have to go in that small unit that the bathrobes were in. You've then got a large mirror on the back of the cupboard door, so don't forget to check yourself before you head out. You've then got the usual safety information on the back with the spy hole going into the corridor. Over here, you've got your air conditioning. We kept that on one of the coolest settings for most of the cruise, and it was more than comfortable. This leather magnetic sign is what you can then put outside to notify your cabin attendant if you're in the room and you want privacy, or if you're out of the room and you'd like it to be made up. Down below, you've got space for your cabin key card. If you take that out, all of the lights will go off, so just make sure when you arrive in the cabin, the first thing you do is put that card in. Otherwise, you might be confused as to why the lights appear to be broken. Going into the bathroom, I was really impressed with this particular aspect of this stateroom on Queen Anne. I found the bathroom in here to just feel so premium. There's a few choices, including the toiletries brand, that Cunard have made this place just feel really luxurious, bearing in mind we're not in an overly premium room. If I show you on the left-hand side first, you've got a relatively wide sink, you've then got a large backlit mirror, you've got some glasses, and up here you've got some liquid soap, which is from the company Penhaligon's. Penhaligon's also are then used for the toiletries which are in the shower, which I felt was a really strong choice. Moving into the shower cubicle now, you've got a portable or retractable washing line at the top of the cubicle, meaning that if you do need to wash anything through or you go swimming during the cruise, you can just hang your costume up there and that's fine. You've then got a bath and shower gel, a shampoo and a conditioner, all again from Penhaligon's, so ready to use, and your cabin attendant can refill that at any point during your cruise. So overall, the bathroom, a big thumbs up, and this stateroom, a really big thumbs up too. Now, I mentioned at the start of this video that this room is right at the front of the ship, so let me now take you out to the balcony to show you what that means from a view perspective. You can see that the balconies here lock using a key, which is a lot more traditional than some other much older cruise ships which have higher child locks, for example. So if you are in this cabin with a child or someone of a lower height, then you can absolutely lock that door safely while you head into the bathroom, for example. Out here, you've got 2 chairs and a small table. It's important to note the table is small, so it's not a dining table that you're going to have out on your balcony. And the view looking down the ship from here, I absolutely loved it. The ship was docked in Southampton at the point of recording this tour, and I'm sure that you can agree it's glorious or great to see Southampton with a blue sky. Long may that continue. Now, as we pan round to the right, you can see that the bridge is overhanging directly above this cabin. This didn't create any issues for us at all during the cruise. You didn't feel as though you were overlooked because when you were sitting back on the balcony, you were far enough in that you couldn't really see those windows up there, so no problem at all. And that's it. That's a full tour of my Britannia balcony cabin on deck 6 of Queen Anne. I really hope that you've enjoyed this video today. If you have, it would be amazing if you would support my channel by clicking both the thumbs up and the subscribe buttons. If you'd like to join me in another video and you'd like to see more from on board Queen Anne, the newest ship in the Cunard fleet, then why not come and join me in this video? Over here, my friend Laura and I take you on a full guided tour of every single venue on board the ship to hopefully help you get your bearings and a feel for life on board. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll hopefully see you over there.